Hey guys, okay, alright, so for number 17, it says Winnie the Pooh bought 4 apples and Eeyore bought 6 cheesecakes. So they each paid the same, and together they paid 24 euros. So how many euros does one cheesecake cost? Alright, so let's take this to the whiteboard. Okay, so 4 apple pies with 6 cheesecakes. So as they said earlier, that's going to equal 24 euros. Okay, so they split the 24 euros between each other. So that means that each person pays 12 euros because 24 divided by 2. So this is going to take that division skill. All right, so 24. So that means that for each of them are going to pay 12. So you know that Eeyore, who bought the 6 cheesecakes, is going to pay 12 euros. All right, so we know that he bought 6 cheesecakes using the 12 euros. So what we're going to do is we're going to divide 12 by 6 to get our answer, and that's going to be 2 euros for each single cheesecake. And that makes sense. So when we go back to our answer, when we go back to our answer, 2 is right over here. So we're just going to circle that. So it's going to be answer choice A. All right, so now we're going to go to number 18. So Sparrow Jack jumps on a fence from one post to another. Each jump takes him 1 second. He makes 4 jumps ahead, then 1 jump back, and again 4 jumps ahead and 1 back. All right, so yeah, this is very important here. 4 jumps ahead and then 1 jump back. So, all right, so what you want to do is so how many seconds will Jack jump from start to finish right here? All right, so how many seconds? All right, so let's see here. So basically 1 second is just 1 jump basically, and so you're gonna have to write some of this stuff down, and I'm gonna pause this. Okay, so basically what you want to do is you want to make the jumps and you want to write it down. So basically 4 jumps ahead, 1 back. That makes it 5 jumps. All right, so make sure every single 5 you want to make sure you write it down, and at the end you just add it all up. All right, so here we go. So the sparrow is going to jump 1, 2, 3, 4, back 1, which it makes it 5. All right, so make sure you write down 5 because the sparrow's already jumped 5. So make a mark because you want to erase all this to make it seem better. All right, so now starts from here. 1, 2, 3, 4, back 1. That makes it 5. So make sure you draw it again. That's another 5. Make sure you write that down. And here we go. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. So the sparrow doesn't need to jump back anymore. It's already made it to the finish line. So all you really need to do is just write down 4. All right. So as of right now, you have on my paper 5 plus 5 plus 4. All right, so when you all add all that together, 5 plus 5 is 10, 10 plus 4 is 14. And as you can see, answer choice E is going to be correct. All right, so take a good look at that, and I'm going to clear this. Okay, so now we're going to go to number 19. So your grandma made 11 cookies. She decorated 5 of the cookies with raisins and then 7 cookies with nuts. At least how many cookies were decorated with both raisins and nuts? All right, so what's important in this part is 5 cookies with raisins, and then I'm trying to check something over here. Okay, never mind. All right, never mind. All right, so anyway, so 5 cookies with raisins and then 7 cookies with nuts. So at least how many cookies were decorated with both raisins and nuts? All right, so I'm going to show it to you guys right now. All right, so 5 cookies with raisins and nuts. All right, so let's go back to the whiteboard, clear this. All right, so one way you could do it is you could simply just write it down, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So, I mean, then you could just write, R for raisins, N for nuts. But there's a better way to do this, and it'll help you on for future problems. All right, so, okay, so what we're going to see is let's see here, we're going to draw. So she makes 11 cookies, right? And we also know that 7 of them have to be decorated with nuts, and 5 of them have to be decorated with raisins. All right, so a good way to do this is just pick nuts or raisins. All right, and I'm going to go with nuts. So I'm going to subtract 7. So that takes out the number of cookies that have nuts on them. All right, so that leaves 4. All right, so that's already less than the number of raisins that we're going to decorate them with. So now we have 5 cookies with raisins, right? So we're going to subtract 4. And why do we do that? Because 4 is the number of cookies you have left. All right, so that means 4 cookies get to be decorated with raisins, and this one right over here, well, doesn't have anywhere left to go, so it's gonna have to go back to with nuts. So with nuts. So this one set of raisins is gonna have to be decorated with nuts. So that's the answer is gonna be just 1. All right, and let's see here. Go back to my. So let's see here. 19, 1. There it is. So answer choice A. All right, now we're gonna go down to number 20. So at a school party, Dan, Jack, and Ben each received a bag with 10 candy. So they all have 10. So each of the boys ate just 1 candy and gave 1 candy to the teacher. How many candies did they have left altogether? All right, well, so it's better if we draw it on a whiteboard. So 3 people, basically, 3 people have 10 candies. So what you want to do is you want to make it to the total number of candies. So let's see here. So basically so this is going to be multiplication. So you have 3 people and they all have 10 candies. That's going to represent 3 groups of 10, right? So 3 groups of 10 is, all right, so 3 groups of 10 is going to be 10 plus 10 plus 10, which is 30. So 30 candies. 30 candies. All right, so All right, so let me just check this out for a second. All right, so it says that each of the boys ate one candy. So, each of the three boys ate one candy. So how many candies is that? That's going to be one. All right, one candy per each boy. Three boys, one candy. All right, so how many is that? So if you have three boys eating one candy, so let's say boy number one. All right, boy number one eats the candy. Boy number two eats a candy. Boy number three eats a candy. So that's going to be subtracting 3. All right, because we want to take out how many they have left. All right, so 3 candies. So that's going to equal 27 candies. All right, but then it says they all gave one to the teacher. So, I mean, yeah, they basically kind of ate it. Teacher did. All right, so boy number one gave a candy. Boy number two gave a candy. Boy number three also gave a candy. So, that's a total of 3 candies they gave to their teacher. So you would subtract 3, and that would equal 24. So the answer, oh, I'm sorry. Okay, you guys might not have seen that, but anyway, so from 30 to 27, we subtracted 3 because the 3 of them, they ate one candy. So that's 1 each. 1, 2, 3 boys, 3 candies. Same thing with the let's see here. This 27 to 24 means they all gave a candy to the teacher. So, boy number 1 gave a candy. Boy number 2 gave a candy. Boy number 3. So that's going to equal 24. Our answer is 24. So 24, C. And make sure you write that down. C, 24. Okay. So, wait, my goodness. All right, clear my drawings. All right, so now what are we going to do? So now we're going to be on number 21. All right, excellent question. So basically, what number is covered by the flower? All right, so this is basically kind of like algebra, a little bit of variables. And so it's going to be pretty simple. All right, so now we're going to go to the whiteboard. Oh my. All right, so let's see here. Okay, so a circle plus a triangle equals 3. So a triangle plus a triangle is going to be, what is it? 4. All right, so there it is. Now a triangle plus a square, and that, yes, that's a square, is equal to 5. Okay. And then, so then it's going to ask us circle plus, what is circle plus square? So they're going to ask us that. What does that equal? Or basically what the flower is covering, all right? But that's pretty much what it's asking. Just what is the value of square plus circle? All right, so when you're first looking at this, it may look kind of difficult, but it's actually fairly simple, all right? So we know that the shapes that are the same, and they're going to have the same value. All right, so now you can see here, so it looks a bit difficult, but see, here's the trick, all right? So you see this one right here, triangle plus triangle equals 4. So basically, the triangles are going to be the same. So what added to itself is equal to 4? And that's going to be 2. 2 plus 2 is equal to 4. All right, so now we know that basically these triangles represent 2. All right, so you can basically fill in 2 for every single triangle that you see. All right, so now we're going to see this one right here. It has a value of 2. And this one right over here, it also has a value of 2. All right, so now what's the step? All right, let's just go from top to bottom. So circle plus 2, which was the triangle, equals 3. All right, so here's something that you can do for future problems. I mean, if you look at this for a second, so if you have something that plus 2 equals 3, then all you need to do is subtract it. All right. Yep, it's a pretty nice hack. All right, so basically that is going to equal, so basically this kind of crosses out because this turns into 0. So we're going to bring down our circle, and this one, 3 minus 2 is equal to 1. So the circle has a value of 1, okay? So remember, all we need to do when you see these types of problems, when something plus, let's just say a number equals another number, you can subtract the number that is on the side of the shape to the other side, and that is going to give you the right answer. So yeah, it's basically the inverted, gosh, I don't know how to say it, but the opposite, kind of. So the opposite of addition is subtraction. So you would subtract because this is a plus. All right, so yep, this basically has a value of 1. So you just write that down, and we're going to clear this place right here. All right, but so same thing over here. What does 2 plus square equals? So let's just write that down. So 2 plus square equals 5. All right, so as you can see here, you can continue and you can be like, you can also subtract 2. So you subtract 2 from both sides. See, that's the trick. So if anytime there's a number plus, let's just say, an unknown number like a square, or sometimes in future references you're going to see numbers like x, y. If you see something like that, if you see like 2 plus, let's just say, x equals 5, you can automatically subtract the 2 because it's positive, and you can subtract it to the other side. That's going to give you an answer. So right over here, this is going to be 3. So we know that the square has an answer value of 3. All right, but that's not the question, though. The question isn't asking us for these numbers. The question is asking us for circle plus square. So circle plus square. Let's see. By the way, that is a square. I'm sorry about that. So yeah, what is it? See, it's actually going to be pretty simple. We already did all the hard stuff. So as you can see here, we wrote that a circle is equal to 1. And trust me, since they're all the same, they all have the same answer value. So a circle is 1. And as you can see here, a square is 3. So that will mean that 1 plus 3 is 4. All right. And just to review, we did this by subtracting, let's just say, from the other side. Like we subtracted, that's 2. Anyway, so we subtracted 2 to the other side. So this is something that you can do on future problems, and it will definitely help you a lot. But anyway, so for right now, our answer is 4. So let's, oh shoot. Okay, never mind. All right, sorry. Let's see here. So the answer choice is 4. Yep, the answer choice is 4. All right, so make sure you write down D. It's this one right over here. But anyway, we're moving on. So, all right, so Anne has a lot of these tiles. How many of the following shapes can Anne make by gluing together two of the given tiles? All right, so basically, just try to draw this shape right over here in each of these squares. All right, so basically she has, by gluing together 2 of the given files. So you should try to find 2 of these. All right, so let's just, verbally assess, physically assess what we see on here. All right, so this shape is basically 3 by 1. All right, so as you can see here, here it is, a 3 by 1. All right, here's another 3 blocks and an extra one. So yep, so this one is good. So 1, so there's going to be at least 1. So you're going to cross out A. So let's just see here. So here it is, another 3 and another 1 off to its right. Here it is again. Another 1, another 3, Another one off to its left. So now we have 2 of them. So we can cross out B, which is 1. All right, so now here we go. This looks a little bit more difficult, but it's actually fairly simple. All right, so we have another 3 blocks right over here, and then it's going to be another extra one. Same thing over here. We have an extra one as well as the 3 original. So that's going to be number 3. So we have at least 3. So we're going to cross out C. So let's see about here. So let's see here. So we see our 3 by 1. And here it is, another 3 with an extra 1. So what does that equal? So we now have 4, and here it is, answer choice 4. So this one is wrong. So basically, as you can see here, you can make out that shape of this one right over here, a 3 by, I guess, 1 on the side. The last one is a bit more difficult, but you just try to look at it from different angles. That will definitely help your answers. All right, so now we're gonna move. So now we're gonna move on to number 23. Okay, so all right, so now we're on 23. So in a box there are 3 smaller boxes. So in one box we have 3 smaller boxes, one of which contains each one of which contains 3 even smaller boxes. So how many boxes are there in total? So unfortunately, there's no equation that we can do. We just have to write this one out, unfortunately. So let's see here. Oh gosh. All right, so now we have a big box. We know that. And in that box, there are 3 smaller boxes. And in those smaller boxes, we know that there are 3 even smaller boxes. So 1, 2, 3 for each one. Okay. So basically, you guys get the point. So there are 3 boxes in each of the 3 smaller boxes, which are inside of a big box. So now all we need to do is really just count it. So how many squares are there basically? So we have this one big box right over here. So that's 1. And then we have 3 smaller boxes, which is 1 plus 3. Make sure you write that off somewhere. So, and then we have 3 even smaller boxes. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 tiny boxes. So when you add that all together, that is going to equal 13. So the answer choice that we would go with is 13, because we counted from the big box, the small box, to the tiny box. And that is going to be our answer. Answer choice 13, right here, D. Here it is, D. All right, now what? Now we're going to move on to number 24, the last one. All right, excellent. So there are coins on the board. We want to have 2 coins in each column and 2 coins in each row. So how many coins need to be removed? All right, so honestly, how we would go about this is we would just pick columns or rows. And I'm going to go with columns because I just want to. So basically, columns are going down like this, columns, and rows are going from side to side. So rows is this. But anyway, it doesn't matter. All we need to do is, all we need to do is make sure that there are 2 in each column, 2 in each row. So basically, all right, so where we go down each column, we need to make sure that there are only 2. So once we know that, then we're just going to change each answer. So let's see this first one right over here. So right now, going down this column, we know that there are 3. All right, so we need to remove 1. So let's just pick a random one. All right, let's just pick this. All right, but then you got to check, is it going to affect the row? No. So make sure that, so you see here, there's one over here and there's one in the row. So you can't remove that one because it's going to remove one from right here, this one right here. So what you want to do is you want to just pick the next one. All right, so here it is. All right, so it appears that now we have two in this column, but also two in this row right over here. So yeah, I think that works. All right, so now we're going to go on to the next column. So through the next column, we see that, yeah, it's fairly fair. There's two coins. So we're going to skip that. All right, so now we're going to pick one from this column. And as you can see, there are three. So let's see here. Let's just remove this one. No, as you can see here, it's going to block. It's going to only result in one coin in this one right over here, in this row. So in the second row, we can't remove this one. We can't remove any of them. All right, so now let's just move it down. All right, as you move down, you realize that you can't remove this one because although there are two in this column, this third row only has one coin. So you do not want to remove that. All right, now we're going to move down to the bottom. All right, so as we can see that, yeah, there's two coins in this column and there are two coins in the bottom row. So therefore, that is going to be correct. Now, when we move on to the last column, we notice that there are two coins, so we don't need to remove any of them. So let's just count up how many coins we actually removed. So we removed one over here and one over there. So that is going to equal C, 2. All right, and I believe that is correct. So what are we going to do now? So basically that's it, pretty much. And gosh, let me stop screen sharing. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So those are the answers, and I hope you guys learned well from that. All right, thank you guys.